obviously. And on May 2nd, 1968, the 6 hours in hell, I was not born. I was born 19 months after. And so it dawned on me that I too have a purpose in life, and it's to carry on his legacy. And I'm trying really hard to do that. It does get overwhelming because my dad was just my dad. And I never really saw him as anything other than my father. Everybody saw him as an American icon, as a hero. And he never presented himself in that manner at home. He was just dad. And so when we would go out to restaurants or go traveling, people always wanted to come up to him and shake his hand and ask for an autograph. And I never understood why. I never knew the background of the May 2nd mission. He never talked about it. I just never knew. I was young. I was 10 years old when he received the medal. So when you're that young, number one, you don't know, and number two, you don't care. And so it wasn't until after his death and before then that I started to go on a journey to try to understand and know my father. And so now I get it, and now I know. And he truly was an American icon and hero. And it's my privilege to carry on his legacy and to talk about everything that I know about him because, yes, I am an expert. He was my father. There are several books written about my dad, and I'm an educator, and every year my students would ask me, Mrs. Garcia, is there a book written about your dad? Is there something we can, read to learn about him? And sadly, I would always say, no, there's nothing on your level. All the books written about him are adult books, 200, 300 pages long, and a 10-year-old does not want to read a 300, 200-page book. So year after year, I would say, no, there's nothing out there. And then finally, I got enough courage to sit down and write a book that is on a child's level. And it's a children's book, but in the course of me writing it, and in the course of me going out and talking about it, I've discovered that it's for any age. There are a lot of adults out there who like to just read a book that is not 200 pages long. So I wrote this book. It's called Tango, Mike, the story of Master Sergeant Roy P. Benavidez. And I wrote it for all those kids out there in the young at heart who are just looking for that bit of inspiration and that little bit of encouragement to keep going. My dad taught me to never give up. And I know that that's what they do at Camp Cowboy, is they never give up. And it's an amazing thing that you guys are doing, and it's a journey that I hope to be a part of and come visit. But I realize that as the recipient, that you've been through a lot. And I know that every day is probably a struggle. My dad struggled, and I had no idea the struggles that he went through because he hid it very well. And 20, 30, 40 years ago, I don't think they had post-traumatic stress disorder as what we know of it now. And my dad had that. And he had so many struggles in life, but he got up every day and he put those 2 feet forward and he walked and he mustered up enough strength to get through every day. And every time he went and spoke to people, it was a struggle for him to relive everything that he went through in Vietnam. But he did it because he knew he was changing lives. And so you guys are changing lives, whether or not you realize it or not. And you are changing lives. So congratulations for being the first recipient of the Roy P. Benavidez Award. It is my honor to present that to you.
Okay, before I give the microphone to Jeff for his comments, we got one more thing to give. Jeff?
I can't follow that. I can't. I don't know what to say. Nervous as hell right now. I'll be honest, I've seen this video before. They play it at Fort Sam Houston for all the medics there that go through AIT, and I saw it about 15 years ago. And I remember when I first saw it, I was like, whatever. You know, I was a young buck that didn't really care. I just, you know, thought I was just getting a job. But next thing you know, I'm going to Iraq, and I guess, I mean, I didn't know exactly what he went through. I don't think really anybody has. But, I mean, just after going through some of the things I have, after seeing this again, I guess I can understand just a tiny bit, just a little bit, you know, after seeing some of the stuff. But, I mean, I don't think I'm really the big heroes here. I think Scott and Tony are for actually doing this, just for bringing me into the program. I was in a bad place when I first came into it, and I want to thank y'all for everything. And I want to thank Yvette here. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thanks to all the veterans that have served and everybody else that's gone through Camp Cowboy and wants to stay and, you know, teach. Anybody can. You know, it's just not. I mean, I guess it is for veterans, but, you know, other people can do it. So, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvette.